Hey, I'm Joan H. I'm a physical therapist. I've known Matt from the gym, and we're going to go over today an exercise called the 90-90 hip lift with balloon. This is a Postural Restoration Institute exercise. We use it as a basic exercise for a lot of diagnoses: neck pain, back pain. It's going to reposition the diaphragm, get the ribs in a good position. It's kind of just an all-body exercise because it'll relax the back, it'll engage glutes, hamstrings, abdominals, pelvic floor, diaphragm, while relaxing the back and the neck. And it's super important to get that diaphragm in a good position. So this is a great overall exercise. A lot of athletes use it as their first exercise coming into the gym or the training room that day. So we're going to put Matt's feet on the wall and we're going to get started with this 90-90 hip lift with balloon. Alright, so here we are getting set up for the 90-90 hip lift with balloon. So we want his feet, knees, hips at 90-degree angles, so he looks pretty good right there. We're going to use a ball between his knees. That's going to help us get hip adductors and medial hamstrings. And we're going to use a balloon too, but first of all, we're just going to make sure that he knows how to perform a posterior pelvic tilt correctly. Want to make sure that he's using his hamstrings and that he's not using his back, and that his back is staying on the table. He should never feel his back during this exercise. It should always be mostly hamstrings right behind his knee. So he's going to take a breath in, he's going to blow his rib cage down, and when his ribs are down, his back should be more relaxed, and that's a good time to roll up into a posterior pelvic tilt. So then I always ask people, what do you feel? They need to be able to feel their hamstrings on both sides. And Matt's hamstrings are, I feel them, they're sticking out. His right one's working harder than his left, and now he just realized that and got them both engaged. But that's very common that the right one will be working more than the left, because most people are right leg dominant. And so you have to keep thinking, keep tapping this left hamstring, feel it, make it work. So sometimes when, go ahead and rest, when people come in and they're kind of loosey-goosey, they might not feel their hamstrings at all, and you feel it and you're like, how do you not feel this? These are like going like bonkers. But they don't have that sense. So what I'll do then is I'll have them put their feet a little bit higher on the wall, and then I'll have them roll back up, make sure that posterior pelvic tilt looks good. He did a good job. And then what I'll have them do is just really slowly pull their feet slowly down the wall, so they're creating a lot of friction and those hamstrings are having to work harder. So pull your feet slowly down the wall and tell me if you feel more hamstring when you do that,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Right, so then they get that sense of, oh, I need to pull down the wall. You want to make sure they're not pushing into the wall, because they're going to feel quad then. So we need the hamstrings to use as a tether to get that tail tucked under, to get those back muscles to let go. Now, we're going to put his right arm overhead, and that is because most people lack humeral internal rotation on the right side. So if you see that a lot, it's because his back is tight and his ribs are out of position. So because he cannot roll his humerus in the socket all the way, we're going to put this overhead, and it's always going to be the right arm. Then we're going to put the balloon into his left hand, and he's now going to blow up that balloon, and he's focusing on getting his ribs down and a complete exhalation. So he's going to blow. That's going to take some time, so he wants to blow for about 5 seconds, and then he's going to pause for 3 seconds. So let's see how he does. See his rib cage moving down. It looks awesome. He's going to pause, 2, 3, and then take that next breath in through his nose. Okay, I love that he did that, because that's wrong. Okay, so that air's got to come in through your nose. You should be breathing through your nose 24/7. Let's see how he does this time. Blows, 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 blows. Get all of your air out. Then he's going to get that pause, 2, 3. Think of that as system reset, and then in through his nose. Love it. Blow it all back out. And he's going to blow up that balloon until it's nice and big. We use helium balloons here, so they get really big. Look at his legs shaking. Love it. Pause, 2, 3, breath in. I think we'll get one more breath into that balloon. Blow, blow, blow. He's gonna get all that air out. He's gonna pause. He's gonna take a breath in. He's gonna take that balloon out and relax. There we go, nice. So when he's letting the air out of the balloon, he lets his legs relax. Not because we're worried about that his legs are gonna get tired. We want his legs to get tired. We wanna work those hamstrings. But because the next time he does this, I want his brain and his hamstrings to connect. We need to make that neuromotor pattern, really establish that. So when we put him on his feet, and we're gonna do an activity on his feet in a posterior pelvic tuck, he gets there, he tucks, and I say, do you feel your hamstrings? And he says, yes, because you really established that here. So there you go, that's our 90-90 hip lift with balloon. Thanks.